All right, so I've got a plan to make a sign for a friend of mine. And the plan is to take some letters, cut them out, and then glue them to what I'm going to be cutting off of this piece of Baltic birch plywood here. Now, the problem I'm running into is that I want to stain the plywood one color, but I want to stain the letters another color. And the question that cropped up was, can I stain, or can I glue rather, a piece of unfinished wood to a piece of stained wood? Because of course I'm not going to stain the back of the letters. Now, I posted this on some of the discussion boards that I'm a member of, and a lot of people were just trying to tell me not to glue to stained wood, saying that the stain might interfere with the glue, that the glue bond would only be as strong as its bond to the actual, stain, whatever the pigments are in here and so forth. There were some links to some articles on other places online, including Midwax's own website, stating that this was something that you probably shouldn't do. But there were enough dissenting opinions and so forth that I found myself being a little confused. I couldn't quite figure out what was true, or at least what was going to be true to me. Granted, I'm doing this for a sign. It's not going to have a lot of pressure or forces exerted against it. We're not talking something structural that's going to hold something or somebody up. So my uses are a bit unique. One response, of course, was to glue it all together first, then come back and stain the pieces individually, which if you're doing larger pieces or simpler pieces, maybe that would work. You could tape it off maybe. But if you take a look at the font that I'm using here, it's pretty, it's pretty intricate here. It's pretty detailed. And so I feel like trying to apply stain after the fact is just asking for a mess at worst. At best, maybe I could tape it all up, but that's going to be a lot of taping, a lot of time, and I really would rather not do that if I can help it. So what happened was, coincidentally, I decided to try a couple of different stains that I've got in my shop on the material that I'm going to be using. So I had some stained pieces here, and I figured, heck, I'm done. I figured out which one I want. Let's try to glue something here and just watch what happens. So what I've got here is just a scrap piece of maple that I have face grained glued to this stained surface. Now, I used Titebond 2, if anybody is looking to do some research here. That was the glue that I had in my bottle, so that's what I used. And clamped it down for a good 20-30 minutes, and it's now been 24, maybe closer to 48 hours, I guess, since I did that. So the wood's had plenty of time to cure. This is approximately a 2 feet by 4 foot long sheet, so it's not light. It's probably 20 or 30 pounds if I had to guess, though I don't have a scale down here. So let's give it a shot. I'm just going to try to grab it. It's a little awkward. I didn't think about testing this out, so it's not in a very good place, but I'm going to just try to stable it over here. But as you can see here, it lifts up just fine. And certainly for a sign that's going to hang on someone's wall and probably never get touched, I think that's going to be just fine for me. So I know there's a lot of differing opinions out there. Figured I'd throw my own into the mix with some evidence, at least that I've collected. If you have seen or heard or experienced something else, or have a different method that you might have done to attack this, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for giving me a couple minutes of your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.